Well, I think that the People's Parliamentary Assembly is a very good idea, and we do need to have that party established and speaking at the United Nations because that'll be the voice of the people.
I, for one, believe that a People's Parliamentary Assembly that's voted into the UN to represent the opinions of ordinary citizens in countries like the United States and Iran, I think that would help address issues that are not addressed presently by the United Nations because there's so many times they're only representing the government's view or the corporate's view.
I believe that we should establish the People's Parliamentary Assembly, especially for indigenous peoples, so that they will have a voice and a vote in world issues.
Today, while we talk about the People's Parliament Assembly, we really need your help and support to let the peoples of Taiwan, their voice can be heard and they have the right to vote. So I really request your support and request your help to let the peoples of Taiwan's voice be heard and they can have the right to vote through the People's Parliament Assembly.
If we had the People's Parliamentary Assembly at the UN, we'd be able to address the international issues around the world that have no borders.
One of the most important aspects of establishing the United Nations People's Parliamentary Assembly is that it gives a voice and a vote to the youth of today, as citizens, as people, not as a part of a government, so that they can address the international issues that affect their daily lives.
I believe in the People's Parliamentary Assembly at the UN as a way to address women's issues globally. These would include female genital mutilation, rape as a tool of war, and suppression of women's rights.
We really need People's Assembly in the United Nations. Even General Eisenhower, who was the President of the United States, said that peoples of the world want peace only if the governments will get out of the way. And now only the governments are represented in the United Nations. So we do need people's representation.
Our voice can be heard, but in order for our voices to be heard, we need the people to vote us into this parliamentary assembly so that we can go into the United Nations and speak directly to them.